What's up, beautiful people? We are right around the corner from a brand new year. And if you are like me, you are feeling that familiar pressure of a new year, a new start, the winter arc, all of the things. And today I'm going to walk you step by step, piece by piece, my exact framework on how I get ready to plan the new year. Because over here, we are going to have something that feels ambitious, but it's also going to be sustainable because ultimately we want to experience success. So we're not about overextending ourselves. We're not about burnout. We're about making things practical, realistic. So grab your paper, grab your pen, grab whatever you need to, and let's go ahead and get started. So of course, before we talk about the what are the things that you want to accomplish, we have to talk about the why. And every video that you probably watch about this topic is gonna start with the foundation of the why because it's so important, and let me tell you why. The why is the feeling. The why is what you want to experience. The why is the peace. The why is the joy. The why is the laughter. Those are the things that you really think about it. You don't really want to lose more weight because you want to lose more weight. You want to lose more weight because you want to feel healthy. You want to feel balanced. You want to feel fulfilled. You really don't want that new job because you just want a new job. You want to be at peace. You want to be able to have an income that sustains your goals and your ambitions. So you have to think about the why. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about it being this time next year. So fast forward exactly 365 days. How do you want to feel? Because the words that pop into your mind immediately are where we're going to set our foundation for today. So when I close my eyes and I think about how I want to feel healthy. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel joy. I want to feel adventurous. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel those things. And so my goals have to tie back to my feeling. The goals that I have to tie back to feeling healthy. They have to tie back to being at peace. They have to tie back to adventure and joy, because ultimately that's what I'm looking to capture. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down 3 words that immediately popped into your mind. For me, it was healthy, it was joy, it was peace, it was adventurous. Those 4 words. So I'm going to pick those 4 for me. But what words popped into your mind? Because we're going to come back to that. That's the anchor of the why. So as we deep dive into the what, we have to have really a 3-piece pillar framework. And the first thing we're going to identify is our absolute non-negotiables. Think of your non-negotiables as the things that if they don't happen, everything falls apart. If this gets off base, off kilter, there's a chain reaction to it. For me, my non-negotiable is my morning routine. I know that if my morning routine gets thrown off, that is going to have a ripple effect on everything I do. So my other non-negotiable is my house has to be clean. For my peace, for my balance, for my joy, I have to have a strong morning routine and I have to have a clean house. And then my other non-negotiable is I've got to be rooted in my foundation has got to be in God. If I don't have God, if I don't have a morning routine and I don't have a clean house, I'm going to really be messed up. And I promise you, if you pull the rug up under any one of those 3 things, I'm going to totally get out of whack. Definitely God, that will make me out of whack first. But if I have to operate like in a disorderly, unorganized, cluttered house, it is just going to spill over into all parts of my life. So those are my non-negotiables. You have to think about what yours are. So I want you to write down your 3 to 5 non-negotiables, and I want you to protect them like your life depended on it, because it's going to be critical in establishing a plan that works for you. And the second part of that pillar is your actual goals. And I definitely think you should have a stretch goal in there, but this is where people go wrong. People want to list 10 goals, 10 things they want to accomplish. People want to take on huge, gigantic projects that they've never taken on before. And I'm talking about 3 at a time. I'm going to run a 10K even though I've never got off the couch in my life. I am going to write a book and I'm going to get a new job all within the first 90 days. Now, sis, I'm not saying that you can't do that, because I have seen when people put their minds to things and people are disciplined, you can be shocked at how much your life can change in 90 days. But what I am going to say is, for the purpose of being realistic about your goals, is you want to have some stretch, a little bit high ambition, but you also don't want to shoot it up so high in the sky that when you fail, and you fail quickly, you give up very early. So I want you to go back to above where we talked about peace. We talked about joy. We talked about the words that you wrote down that are the 3 things that describe you. I want you to think about your non-negotiables. And now I want you to pick a goal in each of these categories if it aligns. So the first goal is I want you to have a category and a goal for your health. Even if you are somebody that is relatively healthy, you get up, you run, you exercise, you strength train, I want you to have a goal for your health. Health is the foundation of so much. And trust me, as somebody who is coming off of an injury, that injury totally curtailed so many other parts of my life because it is the foundation of so much of what I do. The second category is I want you to think about a personal development goal. And when I say personal development goal, that is completely wide open. Your personal development goal could be you want to start a YouTube channel because that's something that you are passionate about. Your personal development goal could be I want to read 20 books this year. Your personal development goal could be I want to learn a new language. Your personal development goal is I want to know how to do level 3 yoga. Your personal development goal can be a lot of things, but it's something that's very unique to you, because without a personal development goal, you're not working on you. And when you're not working on you, and I don't mean your health goal being your personal development goal. And that's where people they think, okay, I'm pouring into my health. I'm pouring into my fitness. So that's my personal development goal. No, that's your health goal. Your personal development goal are the things that you're passionate about, the things that bring you joy and peace that are unique to you. My personal development goal almost 2 years ago was to start a YouTube channel. And here I am, basically 20 months later, talking to you. So that is an example of a personal development goal. It could be whatever it is you want to do, but it's something that pours back into you. And the last one is your career and professional goals. And so when I say this, I mean this, and I'm treading lightly with it. Your career and professional goal can also be very wide range. I'm going to be honest with you. I've hit the top of where I can go professionally for my career, and I'm at towards the end of my career. There is no place up from here because I'm not going to be a superintendent. I don't want to be a superintendent. So I've hit the highest level pretty much possible before you get to the superintendency. And so when I think about my professional development goals, I think about how can I maximize the power and the use that I have to make things good for brown and black children. That is my personal professional goal, is to make sure that those kids that are sitting in those schools are not disenfranchised, that they have the access and the opportunity that they deserve for a education that is worthy of any child. My superintendent says all the time about choices and opportunities. So when I think about my professional goals, they're there. But I'm at a different part of my career than maybe you are. So maybe your goal is to get that promotion. Maybe your goal is to learn a new trade within your professional development that makes you more marketable. Maybe your goal is to train and bring up other people, because a lot of you I know that are watching, most of you are probably over 40 years old, and a lot of you are in the part of your career where you're in charge. So maybe it is developing and pouring into other people. Whatever it is, you definitely need a career goal. And no matter what your goals are, what I also think you need to be, and this is pillar number 3, is to find some joy. And your joy is not a return on investment. You do not reward yourself for doing things that you are striving for. So for example, if you enjoy dancing, if you enjoy cooking, if you enjoy baking, you don't use those things as rewards for doing the things that are your goals. That's where you get into very dangerous territory, because what you're saying is I can only experiencing the pillar of joy or the things that I enjoy when I do the things I'm supposed to do. And though I definitely believe in identifying the pillar of success when you achieve your goals, I definitely don't want you to feel like the things that bring you the joy and the passion in your life are only reserved for when you're disciplined, because that's a pretty lousy way to live. All right, so let's get tactical and go even deeper. So what I want you to do is get your planner, get your notepad. This is a planner that I bought to kind of scribble and you do with. This is not my planner for the year. That's the full focus planner. So this is just something I'm taking notes in, but I want you to brain dump. Girl, I want you to write down everything that is in your head. Anything that you want for yourself for 2026, anything that pops into your mind. Don't filter, don't judge, just write. Set a timer. Y'all know I love a timer. Set you a timer for at least 5 to 7 minutes and just write uninterrupted. Right. Now, once you've done that, I want you to go back to those words that you identified at the beginning of the video. For me, remember, it was healthy, it was joy, it was adventurous. And I want you to see if the things that you wrote align with those words. If they do not, scratch. If those goals do not align with health, joy, adventure, those were my words, remember, I'm scratching it, because that's not something. If what I wrote down, I want to go to New York City, doesn't align with one of those 3 words, I'm scratching it. I am not doing anything that's not directly correlated to those 3 words. I'm not planning a goal around anything that is not directly correlated to those 3 words. I'm not planning a goal that's not directly correlated to those 3 words. Now, of what those goals are that are left, I want you to look at those goals and I want you to circle the 3 to 4 goals or the 3 to 4 things that resonate with you, that you feel like if these things were happening or if this experience occurred, this would be life-changing. Just circle them and that's it. Now, sis, here is the secret, and we're going to get into this in a video probably next week. We're going to plan quarterly. Whether you want to call it quarterly, whether you want to call it 12 weeks, whether you want to call it 25% of the year, you're not going to try to do everything at once. If you have a health goal that is to, I want to run a 10K and I want to lose 30 pounds, you're not doing those at the same time. Could you train for a 10K and lose 30 pounds simultaneously? It is possible. But is that going to be the goal that you identify? You're not going to pick both those goals at the same time. We're not. That's what we're not doing. And I need you to give yourself permission to bring down your ambition just a little bit. Remember I said stretch goal, but we're not getting crazy with it. I may want to lose, maybe I want to try to run a 10K for the first quarter and I want to lose 30 pounds in the second quarter. Maybe I want to lose 30 pounds now in the first 2 quarters and I run a 10K in the third quarter. We're not trying to plan everything in quarter 1 of 2026. And part of what we're also going to talk about next week is we're going to be talking about, once we have this quarter plan, how do we break it down by the week? If you watched any of my videos, I'm not going to be telling you something necessarily revolutionary, but I'm going to tell you the premise of it. You're going to take the quarterly goals that you identify and then you're going to break those quarterly goals down into weekly goals, and you're going to have 2 to 3 weekly goals. Your weekly goals are going to be only aligned with your quarterly goals. So if you are running a 10K, then if week 1, my goal is I am going to run 5 minutes, walk 10 minutes, run 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You are going to align your weekly goals with your quarterly goals. They're going to be a through line. Your weekly goals are going to be tied to your quarterly goals. And there's some things we're going to need to think about. Remember, we are progress over perfection. I'm repeating these things because I really want them to really resonate with you. You are not doing it all. Your progress over perfection. The second shift is I want you to have self-compassion over self-criticism. Now me, I'm not one to allow myself to have so much compassion I begin to make excuses for myself, because you could give yourself so much compassion that you compassionately convince yourself to stay on that couch. That's not what I'm saying, but I do want you to give yourself some grace. So here's what I want you to remember. Being unstoppable in this Lord year of 2026 is not being superhuman. Girl, you are not Superwoman. You are not Wonder Woman. You are not here to save the day. You do not wear a cape. You are a human being that has so much passion inside, so many things that you want to fulfill, so many desires. And the reason that I go through this exercise is because I want to make sure that my goals are unique to Diaka. You may have something completely different than what I came up with. You may have a completely different set of passions. You may have a completely different focus, and you may be at a completely different season at your life. So as you are navigating how to get ready for the year, don't also compare yourselves to others. Be careful, because your journey is unique to you. And just like I feel like 2025 was an amazing year, I know that 2026 will be even better. And that's because I've learned at this season in my life to embrace the journey that is me. So as always, I want to thank you all for watching. Definitely comment down below and tell me what are some of your goals for 2026. And I will see you next week as we go even deeper and dive in more specifically into our quarterly and weekly plan for the new year. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.